Hi everyone, it's Laurie. It feels like it's been a really long time since I have been able to talk to you face to face. I really miss that, and I'm also a little bit nervous about it because as soon as you don't do this kind of thing for a while, you forget how to do it. Also, I'm filming on a new camera, but anyway, all of that aside, I really wanted to come on and just like get back on the horse and start filming some more videos, specifically because of a recent video that I watched from Tom Benjamin's channel. And what Tom is doing is he started a hashtag for the tarot YouTube tarot community called Reverse Tarot Troll. And everyone knows that the internet's full of trolls, and I don't want to give them any more time than they already want to have. But I think as a response to, as a response to trolling and some of the unkindness that's out there in the world, extreme kindness is always a really good alternative. That's what I like to do anyway. So I'm going to participate in Tom's Reverse Tarot Troll tag. And what the idea is, I'll link to Tom's original. I'm sure you've already seen it. Anybody who watches me certainly watches all those other people. You've probably seen Tom's video, and Simon at Two Spirit has already done a video for it. But basically he's just asking people to take a little bit of time to talk about who their favorite, not favorite, that's wrong, but to take a little bit of time to show some kindness to some fellow tarot tubers. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do, and I'm going to attempt to do it fast. So we'll see if I can do it. But the first thing I want to do is I want to pull a card to kind of see what my focus or approach needs to be for this video. And I'm pulling a card from the Oracle du Monde. Now that's reversed. I don't think it's going to be reversed in real life. This is the first time I'm filming with this particular camera, so I might have to do some editing. That's interesting. Okay, so what should my focus? Attitude. What should my attitude and vibe be? Whoops. There we go. That one wants to be pulled. Ah, wisdom. Oh, look at the beautiful owlie. Where are we? Where's the camera? Okay. Yeah. Wisdom. Focus. Calm down. Okay. All right. And I collect owls too. So I usually have an owl with me when I'm on camera, and I don't. Well, I actually do right now because I have a, this is an, you can't see it. This is an owl. All right. So here we go. Might need to use my old lady glasses for some of my small reading. Reverse Tarot Troll. I'm just kind of starting with the top of my subscription list, and I hope I hit everybody. Off and on, I get unsubscribed from people's channels. Maybe that's a hint. Anyway, okay, so starting, oh my goodness, this is a nightmare. All right, starting with Amber in Wonderland. I want to think about each of you as I do this too, and just talk about what I really appreciate. I adore Amber. I love her voice. She's the moderator of the Facebook group that I belong to, and the whole tenor of that Facebook group is one of kindness, support, sharing, even when there are, the little weird things that happen between people. Amber deals with it really well, and she's a lovely human being. And such a joy. Did I say I love her voice? She just makes me smile when I hear her voice. And I think if I hadn't started watching Amber's channel, I wouldn't have seen half as many oracle decks and my wish list and my oracle deck collection wouldn't be nearly as big as it is. So thank you, Amber. The next one I'm going to talk about is the channel Owlthena, who's Nat, and most of her videos are in French. I don't speak French, but that doesn't stop me from listening to them and watching them anyway. I have seen some of the most fascinating and interesting decks because of Nat. In fact, this one, I think, was where I first saw this. Oh, I don't know if I think I first saw it actually on the internet doing weird searches, but I did see a review on Nat's channel of the L'Oracle du Monde. And I would not get to see any of the really interesting oracles. And also it helps me trying to pick up a few French phrases. So I really like her channel. The next one I'm going to talk about is Blossom Fae. I've only started watching Blossom within the last couple of weeks, I think. And but the energy of her blog is just as ethereal as her name is. Just as fey and light and beautiful and ethereal. And she makes beautiful spreads to try and talks about some really interesting things. So thank you, Blossom. The next, Christine of the Christine and Celeste channel. She is the very first tarot podcast I ever saw, and hers was the only one I watched for quite a while. I learned so much from Christine. Sometimes I say I'm kind of her stalker, because I've seen all of her videos, sometimes a couple of times. But I learned so much. She is so humble. And watching her videos is like sitting at the feet of a master intuitive reader. And I'm super grateful. I really, 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 really appreciate Christine and her channel and her gift of teaching, and that she shares that with us. So thank you, Christine. Next is Darkstar Tarot. Again, I've only just recently started subscribing to her channel. Primarily, I learned about the channel from Tarot Alchemist. She recommended her for flip-throughs because Darkstar does the most just efficient, awesome flip-throughs. If you want to see a whole deck, she's probably done it. She has an amazing collection of decks and is a really nice person. So thank you, Darkstar Tarot. The next one I want to talk about is Eveline. If I stop saying the next one, I can get through this so much faster. Eveline Timeless, who's an absolute joy, and I love her name. I wish my name was Eveline Timeless. She just sounds like the protagonist in a children's story. I love it. Her name's just absolutely perfect. Okay, Elf and Tarot, Elvira. No one who watches Elvira does not love her. So there isn't, if you watch her, you will love her. There's nothing not to love about her. She's an absolutely illuminated person. She's filled with light, from her beautiful blonde hair to her sparkly eyes. Everything about her is filled with light and joy. And she is fun. And we have really similar tastes in decks. So I love when she shows something, because then I think, oh God, I'm gonna love it. I have to get it now. So thank you, Elvira. Yeah, you're fantastic. Fire of Transformation, Lena. Lena is such a happy person and such a deep thinker all at the same time. She is a tarotist, and a scientist, which is a really interesting and unique combination. It might not be as unique as I think it is, but it's still a really interesting combination. And Lena, sorry. She's interesting. She has a really original point of view. She's such a unique kind of person with her own really awesome, bubbly, amazing energy. And I just love Lena. So thank you, Lena, for everything that you do. Kelly Bear, who is My kids' favorite, and I say kids, but they're like adults. My kids who read tarot, I think Kelly Bear is one of maybe their very favorite to watch. She keeps it real. She is colorful, not just in her hair and her awesome vibrant personality, but she just comes from a place of inner strength, and I would actually like to learn from that. She owns so much of her own power and her own strength, and I don't know, maybe she doesn't actually, you know, always feel that way. I bet she doesn't, but she's a person who I would like to learn a lot more from. And she's just fantastic. Her vocabulary is just, she can swear like nobody else. Like Peter Capaldi could learn things from her. So anyway, thank you, Kelly. I know it's not always easy for you to do what you do. So thank you very much for doing it. Okay, Lantern Light Tarot. Courtney. I've only just found Courtney's. I'm sorry, even with the arrow pointing, I have an old lady arrow pointing at my camera and I still can't remember where to look. Gosh. Okay, Courtney, she's pretty new. Her channel's been going on for a few weeks, and I love the fact that she's out riding horses and then she comes in and talks about tarot. It's just amazing, the people from so many different walks of life and from so many different points of view, so many different age ranges and cultures and experiences and everything. So I'm super glad Courtney is making videos. Thank you, Courtney. So LIndenherz, Sabrina, I think she was the third podcast I found, tarot podcast that I found. I still have not seen all of hers. I don't know if I ever will. She's wow, what's the word I'm thinking of? When you do a lot, you're very abundant. Oh, I can't think of what the word is. What a treasure trove her channel is. So, and I loved her Vlogmas posts that she did from, is it a Christmas or 2 Christmases ago? Sabrina is wonderful, a wonderful person. So thank you, Sabrina, for what you do. Owlthena's Tarot Journey, who is Pat, I think she used to be called the Country Crone, and she's a really delightful person, humble and sweet. She offers her wisdom to the world as a person who's just lived through a lot in her life, and she's traveled many, many paths, and you know, she holds a light. She holds a light for the rest of us who are traveling our paths as well. And also, I completely love her accent because she sounds a lot like some of my relatives who they're not from the Ozarks, but they have a very similar accent from Tennessee. And it's kind of like remembering, you know, remembering back to some of those times. So thank you, Pat. Thank you for everything that you do. You're very loved. Next is, let's see, the Tarot Alchemist, Lisa. We have a local friend here. I almost said a real life friend, but Lisa's real. We have a local friend here named Lisa, so when I talk about Lisa in my house, you know, like you do, we call her Kiwi Lisa. So Kiwi Lisa, we are very similar in age, Lisa and I. She's younger than me, but we've kind of traveled some similar paths. We've had some similar losses in our life, and I kind of think we're kindred spirits, and I really love what Lisa does, and I appreciate her as a very good friend and a kindred spirit. So thank you, Lisa. Kiwi Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, for what you do. The next is Tarot Map, who's Kasha. Kasha's is the second channel that I found, the second tarot channel that I found. I think it was shortly after she started doing her first podcasts in English, maybe. So I feel like I've been watching Kasha for quite a while. She just blows my mind. She's a genius. Kasha, you are a genius, and you are a bright light, and you are an amazing person, and you've also become a really good friend, not just to me, but to like everybody in my family. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you for being who you are and for doing what you do, and you're very loved by many, many people. So thank you, Kasha. The next person I am going to touch on, it wasn't going to really hit on too many of the like super big names, because I feel like everybody knows who they are. Not that I don't appreciate what they do, because they completely, you know, Kelly and Maddox, like Ethany, I mean, they blow everybody away with what they do, but there were a couple people I did want to mention for a couple of specific reasons. So I am going to mention Kelly from A Truth and Story. And what I want to thank her because she shares so much of her life with the community, with the tarot community, and so much of her knowledge with the tarot community. Her live chats are, I think, really a touch point for a lot of people who might not have that anywhere in their lives. And I don't think people often appreciate that, having that place to go consistently, having that person who shares their sorrows and their joys consistently means an awful lot to a lot of people. And so thank you, Kelly, for that. The next person I want to mention is Tom Benjamin, who started this tarot tag just because he wanted people to say nice things about him, because that's the kind of person he is. No, Ben is another brilliant, humble, kind, deeply kind and talented person. I love the way his brain works. It's just my thing. His brain is fantastic, and he is so talented in so many different things and so many different places, and he brings all of that into his channel. And you're just, Tom is just, Ben Tom is fantastic. I'm so sorry. I can't quite read this. Yes, he started the tag. He's a playwright, 20-year tarot reader, and brilliant. So thank you, Ben. Thanks for everything that you do. The next person I'm going to mention is actually just the second man on my list. I leave 2 men on the list. Sorry. And that's Simon of Two Spirit, who you want to talk about a kind and gentle soul. Yeah, Simon is a kind and gentle soul. He's also been through a lot in his life and walked a lot of paths. And I'm sorry, my handwriting got worse as I went down here. And I think the things he's been through in his life has led him to become a person for whom kindness is a way of life, and what he does and who he is and what he embodies. And he lives his faith, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate him. So thank you very much, Simon, Simon, for everything that you do. Okay, another person I'm going to mention is Elise of Wild Moon Woman. She's super popular, and everybody loves Elise because she's like buoyant, but I wanted to mention her particularly because everyone knows that her energy is like amazing, and that she's as beautiful inside as she is outside, which is very beautiful because she's a beautiful woman, if that's even possible. But my whole family watches her tarot scopes every week when she puts them out. Literally, like every single person in my family watches them. 3 kids, grown-up kids. I don't know if my husband does or not. He might secretly watch them. And they're crazy spot on. She's just amazing. So I had to mention her because we just like love her tarot scope. So thank you, Elise, for everything that you do. And Anya, of Tarot by Anya. Anya is so authentic and unafraid to say what she really thinks. And she's unafraid to change her mind. So when she goes out on a limb and says something that she thinks, and if she changes her mind later, she's not afraid to own that, which is a rare and special quality in people, the ability to change their minds and to talk about it. We all grow, we all evolve, but most of the time we don't talk too much about it. And so thank you, Anya. Thank you for what you do. And, oh, there's one more person who I almost forgot, and it's, sorry for the noise, it's Annika of Nobody Here, who brings this amazing mix of tarot and psychology and real life. And her videos are so visually appealing. I mean, they're just so gorgeous to look at. She's got like these beautiful things and backgrounds, and not like this. She's got, you know, incense and beautiful things, and her voice is relaxing. It's such a pleasure to listen to, as everyone has said. And I love that when I leave a comment, I get a little notice that says, "Nobody here loves your comment." So, you can't beat that. Just as a little way of tearing you down. No. It says, "Nobody here loves your comment. Nobody here likes your comment." That's just fantastic. And one thing that I noticed about everybody on the list, first of all, I'm not hitting everybody that I actually watch and listen to, just because I just printed this off of my YouTube, and I know I didn't get everybody. But you know, there are so many friends from so many different parts of the world, and so many different backgrounds and ages and cultures. And we're all such a close community. And, you know, everybody on here, I would, because I haven't even talked about the people that are on the Facebook groups that I chat with, or even just who don't make videos, but who participate in the live chats, or who comment and watch my videos and comment on videos. Sometimes when something happens within this tarot community that's very sad, or that's a shock or something like that, it's almost shocking to me that we are not geographically closer. And I think, if I wish I could pop over, I wish I could just, it's almost shocking sometimes that we're not closer, because it's made the world seem so small. I think I can take this off now. And I think now more than ever in the world, it's always been crazy. I'm almost 50, so, you know, the world has always been crazy. I think it is a little crazier sometimes now than at other times. You know, it waxes and wanes like the moon, and I think we have waxing cruelty in the world, waxing unkindness at the moment. And so whatever we can do, even just being a community of people together to create more kindness for one another, for the people that we don't talk to face all the time, or chat with, or Facebook with, or comment on, or with, or whatever. There are people out there I know that are quietly participants in the community. And I'm glad you're there too. So not just the people that are creating content, but the people that are consumers of the content as well. And if you are a consumer and you've been quiet, maybe take a chance and say hi. Because, you know, I think part of the connection is when we're doing a back and forth like this. Okay, so that's it. Hashtag reverse tarot troll. I'm going to try to write down everyone I mentioned below and give comments. And it's not everybody that I watch or everybody that I appreciate, and it's not everybody that I can think of, but that's what it's just what I printed off, and I just wanted to run with it because I think it was needed. So thanks, Ben, for starting the tag. I hope lots of people participate in it. And thank you to all of you, because you're fantastic. And you're awesome. Don't let anybody ever tell you any differently. So, bye-bye.